Ever wondered what happens when fishermen capture things?
Wow, that is a proper monster of the deep.
Meant to stay hidden.
Wow, so scary.
From creepy-looking fish to behemoth creatures. You never know what you might catch.
What the is that?
While out with a fishing rod. So, tag along to see some of the most creepy fishing anomalies
Wow, that's so weird.
that no one would believe to have existed. 3 Japanese brothers made a great catch during their fishing trip. They reeled in a massive fish, weighing 150 pounds, with a strange poplar color to its body. But the real shock came less than an hour later. The fish began to release a thick, fishy-smelling liquid, almost like seawater. Later, they got to know that fish skin cells produce a substance mixed with water, creating a protective slime. After loss of life, this process speeds up and the slime quickly spoils, allowing bacteria in and creating that unpleasant smell. Shark remains.
Pretty crazy. Whoa.
In 2022, 2 fishermen were out late in Australian waters when they caught a giant thresher shark. After struggling with it for nearly 5 hours, they finally managed to bring it aboard. But when they got a closer look, something was off. The shark was missing most of its body. Only the head and tail remained. As they examined it, they could see long, exposed bones, almost like a skeleton. It became clear that something had hunted it down. What could have caused this? It must be another shark. After taking a few pictures, they released it back into the water.
Wow, that is a proper monster of the deep.
Rare tail catch.
She's got a little bit of deformation on her tail.
On June 3rd, 2024, in Titusville, Florida, a man was fishing when he hooked a bull shark. It was a struggle to reel it in, taking a full hour. The shark, about 4 feet long and weighing between 115 to 120 pounds, finally surfaced. But as it came closer, something odd was clear. It was its tail. The unusual deformity made it nearly impossible for the shark to swim properly, slowing it down. After snapping a few pictures, the man released the shark back into the water.
Seen something like it before, and it was something new.
Hollow mystery. Last month in Tianjin, a fisherman encountered a sight he'd never seen before. It was a live carp with a hollow, sunken belly, as though it had no abdomen at all. The fish was still wriggling with surprising energy, and it was even able to move its mouth. Even the seasoned fisherman was surprised to see it. Experts speculate that this strange carp may have developed its unusual shape due to environmental factors, perhaps from pollution or chemicals in the water. This serves as a reminder that human activities have far-reaching effects, even impacting wildlife in unexpected ways. Mola mola. On a quiet night, 2 friends stumbled upon a strange creature washed up on the river coast. Its body was oval-shaped with rough, scaleless skin. It had a small mouth with fused teeth while its tiny pectoral fins pointed upward, giving it an odd look. After a closer look, they recognized that it was a mola mola, the famous ocean sunfish. But something was missing. Its dorsal fin was torn off, with deep teeth marks left behind, a clear sign that it may have fallen prey to a predator. The strong night waves had likely carried it to the shore, leaving the creature stranded. Sea Guardian sighting. Locals had always heard the stories about a mysterious figure that protects the sea, but they never truly believed in it until one day. As they were out on the water, something strange caught their eyes. A creature with a tail much longer than its own body swam by, its tail ending in fins. It somewhat resembled a sea dog, but the tail made it look very different. It might be the guardian the locals had spoken of, or is it just another of the ocean's many unexplained creatures? Alien look-alike. While fishing in Thailand, a fisherman pulled up a strange underwater creature that looked like an alien. It had a huge, gaping mouth filled with sharp teeth, almost no eyes, and a long white body. Its appearance was shocking, resembling a juvenile alien called a chestburster, and experts later identified it as a member of the Warasubo family. They swim into the sea when the tide comes in, and this one's unusual features might have been a result of degeneration or other unknown factors. Squeaky sea creature. In the Sea of Azov, residents from a village in the Rostov region of Russia made an unexpected catch. They pulled up a strange, shark-like creature that made scary, squeaky sounds. At first, the fishermen thought they had caught an alien and quickly filmed it on their phones. The video clearly showed the creature's head, body, and long tail, and it weighed nearly 100 kilograms. Locals began to recall the many legends of mermaids in the Sea of Azov. However, experts from the Service for Anomalous Phenomena haven't confirmed anything. Unidentified river beast. In the quiet town of Zhoushan, a Chinese fisherman had a bizarre encounter he'll never forget. While casting his line, he spotted a black sea creature moving just at the surface. Quickly, he grabbed his camera and started recording as he lifted its head with a stick. The creature had the long, sleek look of a dolphin, but something about it hinted at a crocodile too. Soon, theories began to spread. Was it a dolphin? A crocodile? Finally, marine biologists stepped in, identifying it as a male Blainville's beaked whale. This type of whale typically lives in warm ocean waters, so seeing one here, definitely unusual. Smoking mudfish. A man was passing by the river when he noticed some movement in the mud. To his surprise, a fish was poking its head out of the muddy water. But things quickly took a strange turn. As the fish lifted its head further, smoke started to pour from its mouth. Even when its head was fully out of the mud, the fish continued to exhale smoke as if it were breathing fire. It might be due to the nearby changing temperature. The reason behind this odd phenomenon is unknown. Human-faced fish. In 2019, a visitor to a village near Kunming in southern China stumbled upon a shocking sight. He saw a carp swimming toward the lake's edge, and as it lifted its head above the water, its face appeared strangely human. Two dark dots resembled eyes, lines that looked like a nose, and a faint mark where a mouth should be. He quickly recorded a video and uploaded it to the internet, where it sparked comparisons to characters like Voldemort and the animated fish from Shark Tale. Who knows? It might be an undiscovered fish species. Living leaves. In 2020, a fisherman from Krabi province, Thailand, thought he'd just pulled up a mess of dirty leaves from the net, but it was moving. Shocked, he quickly separated the strange creature from his usual catch and placed it in a basket. The fish looked like something from a horror movie, reminding some of the terrifying Freddy Krueger. Later, they got to know that it was a stonefish, one of the most venomous fish in the world. The stonefish is a true master of disguise, with its rugged, bumpy skin that perfectly blends in with rocks and coral. This underwater predator's spooky appearance gives it a nightmarish look, almost as if it belongs to another world. Deep Sea Phantom. A video from a remotely operated vehicle, ROV, off the east coast of Africa has caused a stir online. The footage, captured near a wellhead at a depth of 7,165 feet, shows a bizarre creature that quickly went viral. With a body thickest in the middle and distinct front and rear ends, it had 10 finger-like tentacles around its mouth. Its fat, rounded shape was covered in tube feet, and its dull brown, hairy appearance made it look like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. The online community dubbed it the Headless Chicken Monster due to its strange appearance. However, experts revealed that it was a pelagic sea cucumber, a fascinating inhabitant of the deep ocean. Legless crab. A kind-hearted person found an odd shell while walking along the beach. Upon closer inspection, he realized it wasn't just a shell, it was a crab. The poor creature was missing all of its legs. Instead of leaving it behind, the man decided to take it under his care. He fed it daily, hoping that in time, the crab's legs would grow back and his care would help the creature regain its ability to move. Now, all that's left to do is wait for an update on the crab's progress. One-eyed drifter. In the clear waters of the deep blue, a diver stumbled upon a strange sight. There, drifting through the currents, was a porcupine fish with a spotted trunk. But something was off. One of its eyes wasn't working, yet it swam along as if unaware. But when it caught the diver's gaze with its good eye, it paused. For a moment, it simply stared, then slowly moved away, as if acknowledging its observer before retreating into the shadows of the reef. The loss of an eye might have made it more careful, navigating the waters with a little extra awareness to avoid potential uncertainties. Walking wonder. In Thailand, a group of fishermen were shocked when they pulled up a fish that looked like it had legs. With its flat body and huge dorsal fins, it seemed more like something that belonged on land rather than in the water. After filming the strange creature, they turned to the online community for help identifying it. Turns out, they had caught a batfish, a unique relative of the anglerfish. The legs were pectoral fins that helped it navigate the ocean floor. These strong, wide-set fins allow the batfish to walk along the seabed, positioning itself perfectly for an ambush. Even after years of fishing, the crew realized that there was still so much more to discover beneath the surface. Deep sea distortion.
Eyes in his stomach. Oh, look at his eyes. He's like looking at you.
A group of experienced fishermen off the coast of Florida dropped their lines over 1,000 feet, hoping for a big catch. After a long wait, they felt a strong pull and started reeling it in. When the fish came up, they were shocked. Its eyes were stuck out unnaturally, staring back at them in surprise. The stomach was swollen and looked like it could burst any time. The fishermen quickly realized it was the result of barotrauma, the deep sea pressure causing the fish to swell strangely. Amidst shock and laughter, they couldn't take their eyes off the creepy sight. The fish's eyes were still fixed on them, making it look spooky and almost unreal.
Point. Don't do drugs. That was what will happen to you.
Backbent giant. On March 4th, 2023, tourists on a boat off the coast of Valencia, Spain, had an unexpected encounter. They spotted a gigantic 56-foot fin whale swimming near the shore. But there was something strange about the whale. Its body wasn't straight. It had a noticeable bend in its back, giving it a V-like shape. It was first noticed by a local boat captain, who quickly alerted maritime authorities. The 40-ton whale eventually got caught in a drift net. Experts later examined the whale and described it's a special condition which had caused the strange curve in its spine. Sunset Beach surprise.
Look at this massive rare fish that washed up on the shore.
On July 14th, 2021, beacher walkers spotted a fish that washed up on Sunset Beach in northern Oregon. They couldn't believe their eyes as it was 3.5 feet long, with a flattened circular body and striking silvery, reddish-orange scales. Turns out, it was a 100-pound Opa fish. That's rarely seen in these waters. The Seaside Aquarium took the fish, preserved it in a freezer, and later let a school group dissect it. But the surprises didn't end there. In Ocean City, another fisherman spotted this rare fish while aiming for a swordfish. This second Opa was over 60 pounds heavier than the first, an incredibly rare sight anywhere in the world.
James was up top, so had a better vantage point of it and said, guys, I'm not joking. It's another Opa and it's bigger.
Zombie fish. A visitor at a lake was enjoying it when he noticed some movement in the water. There was a headless fish still moving through the water. This zombie fish continued to swim, guided only by nerve cells in its spinal cord, which can briefly control movement even without a brain. Experts suggest a larger predator may have bitten off its head moments before, leaving the fish swimming on instinct alone. Surprisingly, this wasn't the first time fish have shown this kind of resilience. In another case, a seemingly lifeless, dried-out fish was caught on video. The fish lay still until it was placed in a fishing tank. Suddenly, it began to twitch back to life, and it makes you think how little we know about aquatic life. Lake monster.
What the is that? Go!
While on a cruise along the Florida coast, a group of tourists on a boat noticed some unusual splashes in the water. At first, they thought it was a school of fish, but something huge appeared as the splashes grew stronger. To their amazement, it was a giant snake-like creature, around 20 feet long and as thick as a tree trunk. It showed up for an instant and then went back into the depths. The tourists were shocked and wondered if they had just witnessed a sea serpent. Bound sea companions. A visitor came across an unusual sight at the aquarium. He spotted two fish fused together at their bellies, moving as one. The larger fish seemed to protect the smaller one, even helping it find food. But something felt off. These couldn't be twins, as their sizes didn't match, and they weren't a parent and offspring pair either. So, what exactly were they? Experts believe these were Siamese twinfish, a rare and unusual mutation. Catfish look-alike.
Wow, so scary.
A tourist's first visit to Japan turned into a real surprise. He was enjoying the clear waters, fishing like everyone else when an unusual sight caught his eye. Among the fish, he spotted a catfish. But this wasn't just any catfish. It had a face like a real cat. Its whiskers were like a cat's. But the strangest part? It had 4 eyes. 2 in the front like a cat, and 2 more on the sides, just like a fish. It was like nothing he'd ever seen before. What could have caused this? Japan's waters are known to be clean, so it couldn't be a mutation, could it?
Wow, wow, that's so weird.
Elephant-faced wonder. An angler off the coast caught a fish with a truly strange appearance. After years of fishing in those waters, it was the first time he had ever seen something like this. Its face looked eerily similar to that of an elephant, complete with an elephant-like snout and teeth. But what was most puzzling was the snout itself, which didn't have nostrils. Instead, it appeared to be more like a fishtail. It might be the result of an illegal lab experiment, where it was genetically modified. Pigeon-headed catch. On June 5th, 2018, in Guiyang City, located in southwestern China's Guizhou province, a group of fishing enthusiasts made a surprising catch. They reeled in a large, highly unusual fish with a bulbous, pigeon-shaped head. Shocked by its appearance, onlookers quickly grabbed their phones to capture pictures of the unique bird-like creature. After a brief moment of fascination, the angler released the fish back into the water, leaving everyone to wonder about the strange creature they had just encountered. Two-headed wonder. A worker at a breeding farm was doing his usual rounds when a fish in one of the tanks stopped him in his tracks. It wasn't just any fish. This one had 2 heads. Each head had its own pair of eyes and a mouth, perfectly aligned, almost like a mirror image split down the center. The heads were connected to a single body that gradually narrowed into one tail fin, which created a symmetrical yet odd look. Experts suggest it's due to a rare genetic mutation, but the sight of it, it feels like something from a fictional story. Tiny wheeled pet.
This little tiny tortoise is the most deformed tortoise I've ever seen.
A man found a tiny turtle in a nearby pond and decided to adopt it, but its back feet were oddly twisted, facing upwards, making it unable to eat or drink on its own. He got creative and attached small skate wheels to its shell. Now the turtle could move, rolling around with ease. Off the coast of Key West, a diver also spotted a strange turtle while free diving. It was a loggerhead turtle, but its shell was unlike any other. It was deformed, pressed down in the middle, splitting into two distinct humps. But the question remains, how could this poor creature be born so differently? Was it simply nature's mistake, or was something more mysterious was at play? Shocking sight.
All the fish in the damn water. You don't see them?
There's no fish in the water.
Off the coast of Taiwan, a group of sailors had an encounter that shocked them. They spotted a mysterious sea creature drifting near their ship. Its upper half looked oddly human-like, while its lower half had a tail swaying gently in the water. As it floated closer, the sailors noticed its thin arms and head, resembling what one might imagine a mermaid to be. One sailor filmed the encounter and uploaded it online. The video stirred up a frenzy, but despite the attention, no one could figure out what it actually was. Three-headed mystery. In 2004, a biology student in the United States made an astonishing discovery. It was a frog, but different from the usual ones, as it had 3 fully formed heads and 6 limbs. Despite its bloated body and multiple heads, the frog moved as easily as a regular one, appearing oddly healthy and active. The discovery left experts both excited and puzzled, as such a mutation had never been seen before. Sadly, the chance to study this frog was short-lived. Before scientists could investigate further, it escaped. The opportunity to uncover its secrets slipped away, and we may never truly understand what caused such a mutation that it didn't even disrupt the frog's normal functioning. Tiny water walker. A beachgoer spotted an unusual movement just beneath the shallow water surface while swimming along the shore. It wasn't a fish. It looked like it was walking, not swimming. To his shock, it looked like a tiny figure with a large head and a slim, strikingly similar to the classic alien forms from sci-fi movies, but much smaller in size. The man wondered, could this tiny being have wandered out from some hidden underwater base? Or was it simply lost, drifting unexpectedly into our world? Nightmarish amphibian.
Okay, that's weird.
This surprising footage has buzzed the internet. It shows the moment a man stumbled upon a nightmarish sight in a junkyard in Chernobyl. The camera rolls as the man reveals a ghastly amphibian hopping toward him. It appeared to be a frog, but something was missing. Probably its mouth. And what's with the creepy appendages coming out of its head? The gaping hole where its jaws should have been seemed unnatural. At first, the guy thought it was some kind of alien creature. The bizarre appearance left him wondering if it was due to the radioactive residue in the region.
Oh, hell no. That's crazy.
Rare four-eyed catch. During the floods in Assam in June 2024, a rare fish was discovered in Karimganj. A local fisherman, struggling with the rising waters, caught the creature in his fishing net. When he pulled it up, he was stunned to find a fish with 4 eyes and a long spine. News quickly spread, and soon everyone gathered to see this bizarre find. It turned out to be an Amazon sailfin cat, a creature rarely seen outside its natural habitat. Locals were amazed and left wondering what could have caused such strange changes in its appearance. The changes in water temperature could have caused a genetic mutation, leading to the fish's strange features. Mutant frog sighting. In the southern states of America, a strange discovery has raised concerns. Animal channels reported a gray frog with dark spots, but this frog was unlike any other. With extra limbs and twisted deformities, it was clear something wasn't right. Experts believe the unusual appearance might be linked to chemical or radioactive pollution. And, to make it even more unsettling, parasitic flatworms could be behind these mutations. It's concerning that our activities are affecting nature in ways where even the creatures around us are being changed. Three-eyed riverfish. In October 2011, an angler caught an odd fish in Rio Terceira's Reservoir Lake in Argentina, right near a nuclear power plant. It was odd as it had an extra eye on the forehead. The anglers decided to send it for testing to find out if it was mutated by radiation. The reservoir where the fish was caught has hot water pumped into it from the nearby nuclear facility, hinting that this could be the possible reason for mutation. This wasn't the first strange catch. On November 9th, 2015, another fisherman had an unsettling experience. Fishing in the polluted Gowanus Canal, he reeled in an odd fish. It was a three-eyed catfish that raised concerns among the locals about marine life. Floating mystery cylinder. While scuba diving through the calm, blue waters, a diver suddenly spotted a strange, twisted shape just below the surface. At first, he thought it might be plastic waste, but something about it seemed oddly alive. The sighting sparked instant speculation among divers. What could this strange object be? Later, a marine biologist examined it and revealed the truth, that it was a mass of diamond squid eggs. This twisted cylinder held tens of thousands of eggs. An incredibly rare sight. Spider-like clinger. A beachgoer was shocked when he spotted a strange sea creature while exploring the shore. As soon as he picked it up, it clung to his hand. Its body was flat and compact, with 5 thin, orange-brown, long tentacles stretching out in all directions, looking almost like a spider. The central body was small and rounded, connecting the limbs, and its colors blended perfectly with the ocean surroundings. At first glance, it looked like a starfish, but when it moved, its rays wriggled like snakes. It turns out, this was a type of brittle star, a sea creature often mistaken for a starfish, but with a much more unique way of moving. Oval-eyed find. A young boy at the pier made a rare discovery. He spotted a fish with a compressed, oval-shaped body. What seemed different was its unusual feature. Both eyes were on the right side of its body. It was a flounder, a flatfish that uses its unique eyes to see while lying flat on the ocean floor. Flounders are hard to spot as they can change color and blend perfectly with the seafloor, but finding one near the pier was rare. Goatfish hybrid. While fishing on a calm day, a beachgoer made a catch unlike any other. It wasn't just any fish, it had the body of a fish, but with a goat's head attached to it. The fish had red and white scales, resembling a koi fish, while the goat head had horns and a white face. It was supposed to look spooky, but to me, it seemed oddly admiring. What sort of fish could this be? Was it the result of some bizarre mutation? Or could there be something more to this strange creature? Stone-like fish.
Oh, Jesus.
A local stumbled upon a strange stone-like fish near the pond. Its body was stiff, likely due to rigor mortis, and it seemed almost lifeless as it lay there. What caught the locals' attention was the fish's disc-like, protrusible mouth underneath its head, a feature that immediately set it apart from any typical catch. Upon closer inspection, it was identified as an Orinoco sailfin catfish, an invasive species not native to the area. While it may have appeared to be just another odd discovery, he wondered, how did this fish, usually found in the Orinoco River, end up here?
Yeah, he's dead.
Alien sea creature. While fishing near Sentosa Island, a fisherman pulled up a strange creature that instantly caught his attention. It had nearly 100 long, spindly tentacles, each one twisting and turning like it had a mind of its own. The tentacles were covered in tiny spines, giving the creature an eerie, almost alien appearance. The man quickly snapped a picture and uploaded it online, hoping to find answers. Experts soon revealed that it wasn't a sea monster or alien, but a basket star, a type of brittle star related to sea stars and sand dollars. At least, he got to know something interesting about sea creatures that day. Conjoined twins. During a family visit to the Friday Harbor Whale Museum, they came across a seal skeleton that immediately caught their attention. But this wasn't a typical seal. It was a rare conjoined twin seal, 2 baby seals joined together at birth. This kind of find is incredibly rare in the animal kingdom, especially with seals, where such deformities are almost unheard of. According to experts, conjoined sea creatures rarely survive long after birth, making this discovery truly one in a million. Finding a conjoined baby seal is especially unique, as most don't make it past the early stages of life. Horned river catch. In 2018, a Russian fisherman reeled in a strange fish from a river in Siberia. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The fish had horns growing from its head, giving it a dragon-like appearance. The bizarre pike sparked quite a bit of interest when images of them were shared. Locals near the river speculated that the unusual horns might be caused by pollution, possibly from rockets returning to Earth or industrial waste. However, some residents pointed out that the area had a strange history of horned pike sightings, making this catch not as common as it seemed. Double-headed oddity. A fisherman in Indonesia recently reeled in a catch that left everyone baffled. As he lifted it from the water and placed it in a basket, the fish appeared unusual. Two fully formed heads, both surprisingly active, looked back from the same body. Each head was as large as the other, and it had only one side fin. Locals wondered about its unique anatomy, like how it managed to eat or even defecate. Experts later identified it as a two-headed catfish, actually a pair of Siamese twins, defying the odds by surviving in the wild. While rare, these mutations do occur, but seeing one thrive is almost unheard of. Mystery eggs discovery. A fisherman found an odd thing among his usual catch and picked it up to have a closer look. At first, it looked like a bunch of glossy black grapes, but as he inspected them more closely, he realized the balls weren't perfectly round. Instead, they were drawn out into a point. He was surprised to find that these weren't grapes at all. They were octopus eggs. After realizing what he had discovered, he carefully put the eggs back into the water, making sure they were returned to their rightful place. Revived mystery. A resident noticed something unusual about a salmon he'd just brought home. At first, it seemed like any other salmon, but the twin tails quickly caught his attention. This rare feature is likely due to a genetic mutation that causes animals to grow extra appendages. Although this condition is most common in mammals, scientists believe that similar mutations can occasionally happen in fish, leading to unusual developments like an extra tail fin. Nature can surprise us with rare adaptations in unpredictable ways. Now it's time for today's open discussion. A man in Thailand made an amazing catch when he reeled in a 297-pound fish. The fish was so huge that as he tried to pull it into his boat, the weight almost tipped the boat over. For a while, he struggled, trying his best to lift the fish without tipping the boat. After a lot of effort, he finally managed to get the huge fish into the boat. He must have been really lucky, as it's very rare to find a fish that big in a pond. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.